Hey everybody, it's Mike Young, lifestyle nutritionist with aPlantBasedDiet.org. Welcome to chapter 141 of my book, Live to 150. I only got 9 chapters left, man. It's almost over. You almost know all the secrets. And this one is kind of a really general thing about plant-based assumptions or whole food plant-based WFPB. What does that mean? By the way, my license plate, because I'm a Florida resident, says WFPB and has a little picture of a pink flamingo on there. So if you see that car, a Tesla Model X, if I'm still driving anyway, it's got 220,000 miles on it almost already. That's me. But what does that mean, WFPB? I mean, back in the day, I got that years ago. That my Tesla is getting on 6 years old, but already. I got it right after I got the Tesla, and things have changed during that time frame. There was a big separation, I'd say, between WFPB and vegan people. WFPB meaning whole food plant-based, the term coined by Dr. T. Colin Campbell, who wrote the China study, who says that animal protein, specifically even in dairy protein, causes cancer in humans. And I interviewed him. We got some awesome videos here on the channel. Search it up about the optimal diet for humans. It's in there. All right. So anyway, what does all this mean? Unfortunately, this is one of the reasons why I felt compelled to the need to write this book, to get this information out there, because I'd say that nowadays, unfortunately, because of the corruption of everything and the assumption that all plant-based foods or all vegan foods are good for your health, which they aren't. We know that. I mean, you've read the book. Go back to chapter 42 if you're unsure, but you've got to be so specific if you want to do this, living to 150. You're not going to live to 50 if you get this wrong and start eating super oily plant-based foods. Okay, it's just not going to work. That's what's going to happen to you. So I hear about, oh, it's healthy plant food, it's healthy all plants, it's plant-based, it's I even see the whole food plant-based. Okay, and that's why I say it doesn't really mean anything anymore, and that's just what the time we live in. So you've got to get real specific. That's why one of the reasons why we developed our healthy vegan food certification. We want to at least let people know what that medium level is. And there's a chapter on that, so go back and check that out. That's just a medium level. That's not the ultimate. The ultimate end all be all has yet to be written. It will be out by us in the near future. It's in our other nonprofit, which is called lifestylemedicine.love. And LOVE, LOVE, stands for Local Organic Vegan Eating. And that is our other nonprofit. So just type that in as a URL and you'll go to find out information about that. That'll have that, but that's going to be a little while still. People aren't ready for that. All right. But in the meantime, let me go through my notes. Don't assume anything. Don't assume plant-based or vegan food is healthy or even a good choice for your personal health. That's the takeaway here. Don't make that assumption. Whenever you assume it's bad, do not assume in this area. You got to be real specific. Go back to chapter 42, reread any of these chapters you need to. Send these chapters of the book to others if they're confused as well. Because even if you get it, which is awesome, probably almost everybody you know is not going to get this, and they're going to need help. So that's why this book is free. Just send them the right chapter. So what is whole food plant-based WFPB? Are you actually eating that? There's not even one single that I can find definition of that term, even though Dr. T. Colin Campbell coined it. And his book, his focus is really on animal products. His main points are animal products cause cancer, don't take supplements, they cause cancer as well, and a few other things. But there's no definition there of exactly what whole food plant-based is. He says, the more whole, the better, the less processed, the better. And yeah, we agree with all those things. But what does that mean? That we don't really know. That's the problem. It leaves a lot of area. It's a huge gray area. It's a massive, massive gray area. That's the thing. It's one thing to have a gray area. It's another thing to have a massive gray area where I see people calling vegan junk food whole food plant-based. And that's a little bit upsetting to me. It's sending the wrong information. It's making some promises that you're just not going to be able to keep. All right. They're broken promises immediately, actually. So most people are not, they don't understand this is a major problem. We have to define it. I say we're beyond the point of defining that. That's why we started another nonprofit. We started a few years ago. That nonprofit is going to define what health optimization is and what you need to do to optimize your health and what that means with the food and other categories as well. So some people even say that plant-based is a scam. and vegan's a scam. And you know what they're talking about? They're talking about the fact that there's this massive gray area and people are calling stuff whole food plant-based, yet they're getting little to no benefits in their health, or they're getting negative health benefits by eating this stuff. And that's why I'm upset. They're upset. They're claiming it a scam. They're saying veganism is a cult and all this other stuff. And who knows what, but it's just a lack of definition of the terms. And yeah, we can go back and say veganism is, an ethical stance for animals. Yes. But if we also listen to Dr. Will Tuttle, and Dr. Tuttle and Madeline are regulars at our events, and they're awesome. They've opened my mind here to thinking about new things and more better things. Actually, they say that if you don't eat organic food, is that really vegan? Because you're hurting the birds and the bees. And I say most ethical vegans have never considered that point before, and they actually kind of get their world rocked and shaken when they think about that. And again, this is what I come back to. Well, yeah, we know veganism's not a diet, but if you're eating non-organic food, you are paying someone to hurt the birds and the bees and other things. Okay, so we know it's possible and practical, but again, I'm going back to the same. I don't want to start an argument over what's veganism here or what is whole food plant-based, although to make that argument in the comments. I just want to say that there's obviously disagreement. There's obviously a lack of standards here. And in relation to the environment and the animal protection of animals, that's one thing. But the health thing is so much more complicated that you may think you're doing all the right things because of the lack of standards and the lack of agreement on terms and definitions, yet you may see no progress in your health. You may actually be destroying your health, thinking you're benefiting your health. And that's the problem. If you agree with that, let me know in the comments. Say I agree in the comments. That's a real problem. We need to do something about that. And again, that's why we started another nonprofit a couple of years ago. We haven't really gotten to it yet, but if you want to learn more about it, just go to lifestylemedicine.love. And actually just write in the comments that you want us to contact you with more information, and we will as we get that one launched. So that's about it. That's all I got for you. You understand, it's one thing to have gray areas. I'm all about gray areas, right? Well, this is gonna fall down. Let me put that right here. Okay, I'm all about gray areas. Life is a gray area. A lot of life is anyway. It's what you make of it. It's why everybody's unique, everybody's different, both genetically and in the way they live their life and in their habits. But there are some things that are ubiquitous, that apply to all people. And that's what this book is about. And when this book is about that, and then yet I'm referencing some terms like WFPB, again, I have it on my own license plate, or just veganism in general, there's still a lot of disagreement. Definitely plant-based. That can mean a variety of things. You could eat honey apparently and still be plant-based. All right. We need to reach some. I know we're in this weird time now, but we're going to get to that higher level with the lifestyle medicine. I know we're going to get to that higher level. Okay. And when we do, this will all make sense. But for now, you're one of the few people watching this that is going to get it. And we want you to join us, actually. We want to partner with you in some way. So join our social media, email us. You can email me at the address here in the description of this YouTube channel. It's really aPlantBasedDiet.org at gmail.com, aPlantBasedDiet.org at gmail.com. And if you put in the subject of that email, lifestylemedicine.love, and the number of this chapter, which I even forgot what it was. Ooh, let me see if I can look it up. I'm sure it's right on your screen right now. We are on chapter 141, so we got 9 left. Put chapter 141, lifestylemedicine.love. I'll know that you watched this. I'll know that you are into this. And we need more people that are into this, because the definitions that are out there right now are so non-standardized, and people leave the movement because they think they're going to get something that they don't get. And you would feel the same way. Anything, especially if it's something you pay for. In this case, it's usually not anything you're paying for. But it's just you're shifting your life choices in a different direction. But you think you're going to get this benefit and you never get it. And that's very disappointing. It's very disheartening. It leaves a very bad impression of the movement. And I don't want to see that anymore. And that's why I put this chapter in the book. Made sure to have this in the book. I know it's near the end, but it's here. So I want to hear all your feedback. Maybe get that email from you, aPlantBasedDiet.org at gmail.com is the address. Like the video, thumbs up, and of course, subscribe to the channel so you get notified of the next video. Bye, see you next one.